Today I'm going to walk you through some new tips and tricks that you can use to get the most out of the new HP adhesive bag vinyl line. We're going to work on the HP Latex 560. These tips that I'm going to give you are going to apply for all the HP Latex line from the 100 series, 300 series, and 500 series. Before you load the roll into the machine, you want to go into the substrate library. Once you're in the substrate library, you're going to choose online search. In order to do this, you have to have connectivity with your network. So this needs to be plugged into an outlet for online usage. It will download what's called the HP Media Solutions Locator and all the profiles that are listed on their locator tool. All of the new Prime and Optimal adhesive bag vinyls from HP are on here for download. So what you're going to do is go to online search, and if you bought one of the Prime products, type in Prime, hit OK, and you'll see all the HP solutions are up top. We're working today with the Prime Gloss CP, so you'll see a little download symbol on the right here. Just go ahead and click that. It's going to give you a little read through. Make sure you go through it and take a look at what that says and hit accept. It's automatically going to show you a download progress. Once that reaches 100%, that means you have the ability to select this upon loading. What this also is going to do is, for certain RIPs that are there supporting these printers, like Flexi, like Onyx, like Caldera, there will be an automated import function. So when you download a new profile to here, it's going to automatically update onto your RIP side. Okay, so now that we have it downloaded, it shows you that you've got the checkbox there. You should actually be able to go to self-adhesive vinyl, scroll through your list, and now we've located that profile. This is the pass modes that the profiles are available under. So you'll see an 8 pass is the faster mode. You've got a medium speed, and then you have a slower speed for higher quality and higher ink saturation. The numbers on the right are basically the saturation levels that we set, that HP set when they built the profile: 100%, 110%, 120% ink usage. So the 560 has a spindleless loading. The 300 series is you're going to require a spindle for. But the important thing when you're loading the material is that make sure it's not telescoped to one side. When you're putting it onto the printer or onto the spindle, press all the material towards the right side of the printer. That's the registration where the printer registers the media. And on the 560, of course, without spindleless, I'm going to make sure that this is nice and tight. It automatically holds in place. So what I'm doing now is the first time you load this, it helps to cut a semicircle into the first part of the material. Okay, so that's for when you feed it into the printer, that it's taking the leading edge first. It doesn't have a problem grabbing. It's also important to go into the inside of the printer and move the edge guards all the way to the sides, so that when you're loading the material, the edge guards don't get bent or hit. Okay, so now we're ready to load the roll. I'm just going to hit roll, load. You've got several options in here to load. I always keep the skew tolerance to the lowest. That's basically left to right movement. It'll give you a warning if you're above the level 39. You want to use edge holders I do for everything I load. If you're having any issues loading, which you shouldn't with this material, but if you want to use the assisted manual load, what that does is lifts up the rollers and just basically spins continuously on the roller so that you can push the material through manually. I like to just use the unassisted manual load for this because it works really well. Hit continue. Now it says to open up the curing door. This is for the 560. The 360 and 300 series does not have that. And shove the material up into the feed path. So roll the material back, feed it up against the bar and into the path. Smoothing it out left to right and just keeping even pressure on the middle of the material where we created that semicircle. You'll feel it pull and you'll start to see the machine taking it in. Okay? Keep this open too. This is a good thing to do until the material actually feeds out while it's printing. Edge guards for these printers, you really want to just push down on the left side so that it envelops the material until you see it through that little perf pattern there. Now when you close the window, you're going to notice that the screen on the printer is changing. It's going to ask you to find your material, and the adhesive back vinyl by HP is actually located under self-adhesive vinyl. Scroll up a little bit, and there's our Prime Gloss CP profile that we downloaded, so we're going to select that and hit continue. I'm going to skip that because I already put the edge holders in. And now it's going to feed the material and align it. So a great tip outside of all the loading tips we're giving you is to when you first get the material for the first time, you're going to see when you load the material profile that it says color calibration obsolete. I suggest always doing a calibration initially when you first get the material. So we're going to hit calibrate, and what this is going to do is it's going to tell you a color reference is already set on the profile, but it will be corrected with your print heads. So when you hit OK, it's going to prepare a print and scan a print. You should see after your patches have scanned that it says color calibration OK. The reason that you're doing that is it's going to set, say you have a print head that's been in the printer for 6 months longer than one of the other ones. It's going to set all those densities back to the default that they should be at with this material. Another tip is to wait until the material escapes the curing door before you close it if you're on the 560 or 570 HP latex printer. Now that you've performed all these steps, you should have no problem whatsoever getting the best results out of this new HP adhesive vinyl.